Good evening, people. Welcome to another video. I've got another Boxwood. I did a video yesterday on the Penjing rock planting one, which I tidied up. This is another one, but it's obviously a clump style, group style, whatever you want to call it, in a really small pot. It's taken years to get this into something this size. It's not going to live in and stay in this. The idea is that it's going to become a planting, another Penjing or a landscape of some description, but I needed to reduce the root bowl down because it was in a massive garden box, big plant pot, 18-inch square. I've got another one outside that's still in the big box. Basically I bought a pair of them over 10 years ago, and they used to sit either side of my front door. And then I got bored with them. I got bored and I thought, okay, let's do something with them. One's, I say, still in the box, the garden pot, but it's fallen to bits. That was another reason why I needed to sort them out. They're in that fiberglass composite rubbish, and yeah, it's something the dog likes to chew on, and they don't like being moved. They just break up in your hands over time. So the other one's going to have to be dealt with. I'll probably do that in the spring. But this one, it's taken about 3 years to get it into something this size, to reduce the root bowl down. Because the roots on boxwoods, the root bowl's really dense, really congested, really hard. It goes solid. So it's quite difficult to reduce the roots down. You got to do it over time. It did suffer, this one. It's a bit brown this side. This was the side that faces the sun. So I'm not quite sure why it's done it. It hasn't got much colour in these new leaves. Yeah, I'm not sure, because it was really healthy last year after putting it in this. So I don't put it down to repotting. It's whether it's dried out, but then the amount of rain we've had this year, I find it difficult. And also, why is it gone just one side? This side here is looking quite lush and green. There's a few odd places where it's gone a bit brown. Don't know. But they're not falling off, and they do discolour, and the leaves don't last forever. It hasn't put on a lot of growth since repotting it, for obvious reasons. So maybe it's just the fact that they're old leaves and they're ready to fall off, because there is green underneath. So I think, yeah, the exercise this evening is just to prune it back. Well, give it a bit of shape. I can't prune it back too much because well, I don't want to lose the ramification on top. It's just started to really get good ramification. So I want to try and keep the height, but just give it a better shape. So yeah, that's the exercise. So I'm going to get my scissors out and we'll give it a quick prune. Right, it's a nice easy exercise. Move this little juniper. Yeah, not going to be too fussy. Just going to literally hedge trim it. Same as what I did to the Penjing one last night. So it's nice and easy. Yeah, the idea is that I'm going to put this into some kind of scenery, composite of some description. Maybe introduce a few rocks. Do something with it. quite an interesting design, quite an interesting shape. It's nothing fancy, but not everything has to be fancy in bonsai. That's you can even call it a bonsai. It's very bushy looking, but it's just a different style, different characteristic, which I like. No point having all the same in your collection. Got to mix things up. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of green underneath. It might be old leaves. Say I haven't put a lot of growth on since repotting it, which I'm not surprised, because the final stage to get it into this pot, I did take off a large amount of root. I really did, but it was going on for years. I was reducing it down and I just didn't feel like I was getting anywhere with the root mass, so I just went for it, and yeah, I did take off quite a bit, but I think it'll be alright. I think it'll bounce back once he gets replanted. As I say, put it on a slab or something like that. There'll be a lot more oxygen getting into the roots. I think that's half the battle with these, because the root mass gets so dense. You do need to aerate it. I found that over the years when it was in the bigger boxes. Yeah, I was forever drilling holes down through the roots. And ants love these things. They get into the root. They make little nests. Excuse me. Yeah, they make little nests in there. Yeah, I've struggled with ants with these over the years. Red ants, they're the ones. Yeah, they always seem to like the roots. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I mean, there's some good green in between, new growth in there, so I'm not worried too much about him. Alright, Zebs. So I got another one of these outside. He's still in the big box, so I will do something with that one probably in the spring. I did think about incorporating the two because it's near enough the same, multiple trunks. Well, it's almost the same. It's almost a twin of it. So I did think of putting the pair together and having a feature. But having said that, yes, I think it will look lovely, but the slab it'll have to go on would be quite substantial. It would have to be at least 2.5 foot, I would have said, to harbour these two plants. So do I want something that big? They're alright as long as you can keep them in one spot and not move them, but moving things around like that in the garden, it's yeah, hard work. Hard work. But never say never. I might come up with an idea. Thing is, you can't put it in a plastic container. I've tried doing penjings and landscape kind of scenes, and I've used plastic trays in the past, but they don't move very well. They bend, they flex. You need something rigid for them to sit on. So either a stone, a slate, or a slab. You need something rigid. It's yeah, it just flops all over the place. And you end up damaging roots, and yeah, this the whole stability of it. Never great. So yeah, by having a slab, straight away you're adding loads of weight. It's like the Pyrrhus I got out there. He's a lump. He is a lump. Yeah, I don't really want too many of them in the garden. Because I do like to move plants around for obvious reasons. Different times of the year. Sunlight, rain and that. But I think what I'm going to do with this, because the other one that's in the box, although the box is falling to bits, it's looking quite healthy. Obviously it's a much bigger root bowl on it, but it is shaded. It is shaded a lot more. This one's had a lot of sun this year. They always have done, to be fair, where it was in my old address, when I'm next to my front door, that was southwest facing, south facing, so it's subjected to full sun, and they seem to do alright. But yeah, maybe the approach is to shade it. How are we looking? Can't really see what I'm doing. Right, he's bad as he's kind of, the shape's back. I like it. Not too many emptiness going on, too much emptiness. You guys probably can see better than me. Keep that one. Right, I think what we'll do is just have a look in here. Just open them up a bit. It's always good just to comb through. Make sure there's nothing getting entangled. Just open them up. There's not a lot of dead in here actually. Not a lot. What there is, it's just really fine. Probably just new shoots that have tried to grow but not got enough light. I'll leave all the growth in here, because it does add ramification, and they will pop through, they will come through eventually, the stronger ones. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Might just reduce the top a little bit more now that I can see what's going on. I used to trim these with an electric hedge trimmer, little handheld one. Brilliant it was. I've still got it, but scissors are satisfying. It's satisfying using scissors. Looking a bit flatter. yeah, so there's probably two approaches to this. On the potting side, either make a slab, or I will keep my eye out and acquire a piece of slate or something. Either way, I need to sort something before spring, and if I do use cement to make one, I'm better off doing it now, I think. And it's got a few months for it to expel all the nasties that are in the cement, and it doesn't look false. It's good to let something weather in the garden for a bit. You can tell why I was never a hairdresser. It's not bad, these reducing this side. Quite a nice colour though, it's very autumny. Very autumny colours. So they're not falling off. They are holding still. Give it a bit of that. Just see what's poking up. That's looking a bit better. Just shorten that one. I'm not going to take out the lower ones, maybe that one, he says. That was dead. I want these to grow on up, go up through, so the ramification at the top here is getting really good. So I can rely on these in the future and then bring it down a little bit more. The actual nabari, the root structure at the base is going to be tricky. As I say, the nature of these roots, it's almost like a mangrove. That's the best way to describe it. The roots are like mangrove roots. So I've raised it in the pot because the roots were all entangled all within here, and just kind of this level. So by raising it slightly, I'm training the roots to go down to fill the pot. And then obviously this is all moss, covered this in moss. So eventually the roots, you just get one massive mat of roots. And I find that the main tap root, the main base underneath, just goes really hard and woody, really big, and then it's just surrounded by tiny little roots. So you don't get long elongated roots, certainly not with nursery stock. I think from day one, if you train them, I think you probably achieve good nabari, but nursery stock, very difficult. Very difficult. But yeah, he's looking good. Like it. These little straggly ones. Right, I think we're done. I think we're done. That's what it looks like. It's like a ball. yeah, I think it'll look quite nice in scenery. And we could open it up a little bit. Just open it up a tad. Once it's on a bigger slab, I could probably put some guide wires and just pull some of these out just to open it up a bit. I don't want to wire it. I can get away with not wiring anything. I will try not to. But yeah, I think once it's in a bigger pot or a bigger slab, I can put some guide wires on it. There we go. Right, job's a good one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Obviously I will do a video on if I decide to do a slab. I'm actually going out tomorrow to pick up some decorating stuff for the house, and if I think of it, I might pick up a bag of cement, because yeah, if I do something like that, I'm better off doing it now when it's got the winter just to settle in. Look old and worldy. Right, thank you very much. See you again, guys.